In life, we often hear that the smallest acts of kindness can have the most profound impact. But sometimes those simple gestures lead to outcomes that are truly extraordinary in this heartfelt story. Waitress returns customer's wallet. Then what the customer did to her will shock you. We dive into the incredible journey of Sarah, a hardworking waitress who, despite her struggles, chose integrity over temptation. What started as a simple act of returning a lost wallet soon turned into a life-changing moment that no one, including Sarah, could have predicted. Stay tuned to witness a tale of honesty, gratitude, and the ripple effect of doing the right thing. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. Before we dive into Sarah's inspiring story, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue sharing these heartfelt, life-changing stories by subscribing, liking, and sharing. You allow us to reach more people with tales that remind us all of the power of kindness, integrity, and resilience. Your engagement truly makes a difference, and we're so grateful to have you as part of our storytelling community. Sarah was no stranger to hardship. At just 26, she was carrying a weight that most people couldn't imagine. Her younger brother, Mark, was recovering from a life-saving surgery, and the medical bills were piling up faster than she could handle. Their landlord had already given them one final warning about overdue rent in her aging car, seemed to spend more time at the mechanic shop than on the road, despite working long hours as a waitress at a local diner. Sarah constantly felt like she was running a losing race. Her days were grueling and her nights were sleepless, filled with worry about how to make ends meet. Yet through it all, she carried herself with a quiet determination and a warm smile for her customers. To her, there was no other option. She had to keep going for her brother, for herself, and for the faint hope that things would eventually get better. It was a busy afternoon at the diner, the kind of day where the hum of conversation and the clinking of cutlery filled the air like a constant background. Symphony Sarah, as always, was darting between tables, balancing trays, laden with food, and refilling coffee cups with practiced ease. The tips were meager, but every coin mattered to her as she cleaned up a recently vacated booth. Sarah's eyes fell on something unusual, a wallet sitting squarely on the seat. She picked it up and immediately noticed its weight. Curious, she opened it just enough to find some identification. But what caught her attention was the thick stack of cash. Inside it was more money than she had ever seen at once. For a brief moment, Sarah's thoughts turned to her troubles. The rent, March's medical bills, her car. This money could solve so many problems, but just as quickly as the thought came, she pushed it away. It wasn't hers. Sarah knew the right thing to do, even if no one else would know. Otherwise, she took the wallet to her manager and explained the situation together. They looked through its contents to find a way to contact the owner. They eventually found a business card with a phone number and made the call. After a few tries, they reached the owner, a man named Mr. Harrison, who promised to come back as soon as possible. An hour later, a middle-aged man in a sharp suit entered the diner. His expression was a mix of relief and anxiety as he approached the counter. "I'm Mr. Harrison," he said, looking around. "I believe you found my wallet." Sarah stepped forward with a smile and handed it to him. "Here you go, sir. I hope everything is still inside." Mr. Harrison opened the wallet and quickly checked its contents. His shoulders relaxed and his face softened as he looked back at Sarah. "It's all here," he said, his voice thick with gratitude. "You don't know how much this means to me. Losing this would have been a disaster." Sarah shrugged modestly. "I'm just glad I found it before someone else did." Mr. Harrison's eyes narrowed slightly as if studying her. "You could have kept it. You know, not many people would have done what you did." "I couldn't," Sarah said simply. "It wouldn't have been right." Her words struck a chord with him after asking her name. He gently probed further, curious about the person who had gone out of her way to do the right thing. Hesitantly, Sarah admitted that life had been challenging, mentioning her brother's health issues, their overdue rent, and her struggles to stay afloat the next morning. Sarah arrived at the diner expecting another long, exhausting shift, but as she walked in, she noticed a commotion near her station. Her co-workers were whispering excitedly, their eyes darting toward the counter where a familiar figure stood it. Was Mr. Harrison holding a large envelope? He smiled warmly as she approached, waving her over "Good morning, Sarah." He said, "I wanted to thank you properly for what you did." Confused, Sarah glanced at the envelope he extended toward her. "What's this? Open it." He urged. Inside was a handwritten letter and a check. Sarah's eyes widened as she read the amount, $50,000. Her hands trembled as she looked up at him, unable to believe what she was seeing. I can't accept this," she stammered. "It's too much." Mr. Harrison shook his head firmly. "Sarah, you didn't just return a wallet. You showed integrity in a way that's becoming all too rare. You could have kept it, but you didn't. This isn't just a reward, it's an investment in you. Use it to take care of your brother, pay off your bills, and give yourself some breathing room. You deserve it." Tears welled up in Sarah's eyes as the enormity of his gesture sank in. For so long, she had felt like the weight of the world was on her shoulders, with no one there to help. Now, here was someone showing her that kindness and generosity still existed and that she was worthy of it. As news of the moment spread through the diner, other customers and staff began to clap. Strangers approached Sarah, congratulating her, offering words of encouragement, and even sharing their own stories of kindness and gratitude for Sarah. It was more than just a life-changing moment. It was a powerful reminder that doing the right thing could have unexpected, profound consequences. Over the following weeks, Sarah used the money to pay off their overdue rent and cover her brother's medical expenses. She even managed to repair her car and set aside some savings for the future. But more than the financial relief, what stayed with her was the feeling of being seen and appreciated, something she hadn't felt in a long time. For Mr. Harrison, the encounter was just as meaningful. He later admitted that Sarah's honesty had restored Ed, his faith in people inspiring him to look for more ways to give back. He stayed in touch with Sarah, offering menhip and even helping her explore opportunities beyond the diner. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that integrity and kindness are never wasted. Even in the toughest of times, doing the right thing can lead to extraordinary outcomes. Her simple act of honesty didn't just change her life, it rippled outward, touching the hearts of everyone who heard her story. If Sarah's story inspired you, please subscribe to our channel. Every like, comment, and share helps us continue bringing you real-life tales of hope, compassion, and resilience. By supporting us, you're not just enjoying heartfelt stories. You're helping us spread messages that uplift and connect people around the world together. We can remind everyone of the beauty in everyday kindness,